afternoon. It's Beryl McClary again. Welcome to the next chapter. Now listen to that music. That comes from my son. David's mom and intro. Okay. My intro. Good afternoon. We're back with me introducing my book, The Next Chapter. It was so funny. April 10th was my husband and I anniversary. And so he bought me a bunch of cards. Some were very sweet, how much I love you, and I can't live without you when living in life, but with you. Then he gets me one that's funny. I want to share this. This is in light of the fact that I had fallen. Here's this lady, older, get it good, who has done a split, okay? But the inside says, sure you can get down, but can you get up is the question. Of course, that comes with the fact that I fell while I was running. So the question for you is, yes, you can get down. Some of you can, some of you can't. But those of you who can't, yeah, it's cool. And the question is, can you get up? And our focus today is mental health. And it's the mental health that helps you get up. You know, mental health is the sunshine that's within you. And it's important that you don't let anyone dim your sunshine. There's always some dimmer there. There's always a dim switch. But we're going to keep our mental health up. Anyway, I thought his card was kind of funny. I did start laughing. Yes, I can get up. And I'm going to show you all. I'm going to be back running. And I tried to run with my crutches. I'm just not going to give up on that. I don't care how you put it. But we look at our emotional well-being as we're in this journey. And it's so important. Especially in times like these, where suicide rates can be increased and most likely will be, as we've seen in the past. And it gets back to, what are we thinking during this time? I remember when I first got married, I had my bonus children, and I got pregnant pretty soon afterwards. And the pressures, being a new mother, I was 36 when I had my first child and 42 when I had the twins. I was in good health. And they said, oh, you had children quite quickly. Yes, I was old. And I didn't feel like I had any more time to waste. And I enjoyed them. But I was still working. And I was like, oh, gosh. And when I was single, I was real single. I wasn't living with anybody. I had somebody to come in, and I had someone to help wash the clothes. And suddenly, here I am, married at 35, 36, got these children, I've got these diapers and clothes and little things coming out of little clothing coming out of the dryer. I spent more time between changing diapers and taking care of the children than anything else. With that being said, what did you do with your mental health when I was coming from such a radical change from being single, traveling around the world on my own, little girl from Leesburg, to the responsibilities of a husband, children, working, and it was mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling. You got to understand now, my mom and dad had died, and so it wasn't like I had a lot of help. I had my sister, but it was incredible. And I remember I had to change things around and make it fun in order to keep my mental health, because I also had to work. And with that, I remember thinking, and I was just gaining weight, and I was cooking, and it was kind of funny. My cooking wasn't too good at that time. And I had like 3 high chairs, a booster chair, could have had babies right behind each other before I even had the twins, like a nursery. And I remember I would come from work, and I would open up a can of SpaghettiOs. Gabriel, he would get the SpaghettiO, and he would look at it and go, yuck, mommy, and drop it to the side. And he would take these little SpaghettiOs with his fingers and go, yuck, mommy, and drop it on the side, on the floor of his high chair. So he didn't like it so much that he wouldn't even keep it on the tray. He would just yuck and throw it on the floor. Now, how does that relate to us? We have to go yuck to thoughts that are not positive. and we've got to throw them on the floor. Yuck, that doesn't taste or feel good. And we've got to take that thought or take that word and throw it to the ground. I remember my mom would tell me, watch your thoughts, for your thoughts will become words. Watch your words, because your words will become actions. And so we don't want to just throw words out like, oh, I just want to die. The Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue. So why would you speak death to yourself? Oh, I just want to kill him. I just wish you would die. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. What's up with that? It is so important that we recognize the power of words. We go on, and I remember some really, let's go back to the children. So what did I do with all of those children? How did I handle it? How did I just not just go into Lululand with working 5 little children? As soon as you would get one dress, or if you're going to church, if somebody would go outside and start playing in the dirt, got somebody else dressed, and they decided they'd go and spill the food on them before you would get out, I would just, after a while, I just gave up. I would just watch them dressed up around the house and just have some fun. But what I did was we started to play games. We had to make a game out of it, whether it was teaching them how to count. So let's count the number of socks we can fold. If I tried to exercise the little bit I did, they got a great kick out of that. And it helped me as I would have those little people sit on my feet and they would watch mommy try to do crunches or sit-ups, and that would just tickle in the no end. So I was providing them entertainment while I was making use of my time even then. And I remember that those things brought me laughter and they brought me joy. So you've got to remember things that bring you joy and bring you laughter. A lot of times we'll get stuck in things in the past. And I've spoken about the power of now. Stay in now. We can do nothing about yesterday. We can't do anything about the wrongs that were done yesterday. In fact, we can't even do anything about the rights that were yesterday. We can't live in the past, wishing that we were there, wishing we were back in those college days when they were good, or wishing that we were younger, or wishing the wish out the wish, wishing that I hadn't spent that money, or wishing whatever the wish is, wish, 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 wish. We have to live in now. Now, what do we have on the plate now? Or either just even remembering what someone said yesterday. I remember I had one child, Ashley. Ashley was as mischievous you could get. And I could stay mad because it wasn't one thing this hour, it would be something else the next hour. And then she would look at me with those big almond dark eyes. And she had a lot of curly, pretty hair. And she would look at me and say, Mom, that was yesterday. And I would have to start laughing. Like, that was yesterday. I don't know what you're bringing that up for. That's gone. And she was right. She was just a little girl. Maybe she's 5th or 6th grade. And I was taking a walk. We were taking a walk together. And I started laughing. And I always remembered that. That was yesterday. Whatever happened yesterday was yesterday. Whether it was good or bad, it's a brand new day. So today we're going to watch our thoughts and watch our words, because our words affect our mental health. You say, well, I've got a mental health day. Everything has been going wrong. I feel so sad. Well, this is what I typically would tell someone. You got 5 minutes, or you got the day. Sometimes things are devastating, or so we feel. That's right. You go home for the day, or you go home for the day and cry. Just go ahead and get that cry out and cry. But tomorrow, there won't be any more of that. I expect for you to work, or expect for you to move forward, because it's gone. So you can cry all day one day, but that's the end of that. Put a period. We got to stop it. We have to stop it so we can move forward. So we can think forward, no matter how dark it is. And it gets real dark. And it's so good to have friends that can help turn on the lights. And you might not have friends, one. If you don't have one, turn on some light on YouTube. They got millions of videos that will bring some light, that will get your thoughts right, to help you meditate and help you think. Words have power, and we must rule our minds. And the next thing is, as we go through with our minds, we have to take responsibility for our actions. We have the blame game. I blame him, I blame her, I blame them, and the other, and yada yada. And it's so easy. One thing about being a lawyer, it teaches you to take the blame. If you tell a judge that my secretary didn't do it, well, my legal assistant didn't put it in there, or they didn't calendar it, or whatever it is, that judge will tell you, but you're the lawyer, and the responsibility is on you. You have to accept the responsibility. It's hard for people to accept the responsibility when things are not good or going on. It's very hard. And maybe you don't understand. But part of being growing and moving forward is taking responsibility for where I am today, for my choices, for what has happened, and then not staying there, moving forward. Everybody makes a mistake. We have people that like to remind you of your mistakes and cause that mental block and cause that limitation when you see them. They remember. Let me tell you how I handle it. You made the mistake. It's public. Everybody knows it. It's public, and everybody's talking about you and wagging them out. It's all in the newspapers. It's on the internet. The best way to face up to it, to accept the challenge, is to run up to it. I don't back down. I'm a firm believer in running up to the bear, running up to the challenge, running up to it, closing your eyes and just running up to it, never fleeing from it. And you'll find it's not as big as you thought it was. And so do you. I said, remember, let your mind be full of sunshine. And if there's a cloud, you find the sunshine. Your words. Find that YouTube. Find that speaker that would give you that sunshine and brighten your day. And understand that words are powerful. Speak powerful words over yourself. You are successful. You are amazing. You are incredible. You will make it over. It won't be this way always. And I live in the now. And I've got what it takes to be what I am called to be. I am all that God has called me to be. I am loved. I can accomplish. I will accomplish whatever that is. Oh my God. Somebody asked me about the question why. Why don't we ask why? We don't ask why because why makes you focus on the problem. You will get what you focus on. I want to ask them one of the questions. Don't be focusing on why. Because the next question is why not? So ask and it will be given. If you're asking why, what do you want? Given. I give you this. Why not? Remember, the question is what and how. How do we succeed? What do I do next? What is the next step? We don't focus on the problem. We focus on the solutions. And as we walk, the solutions will come to us because we're walking in faith and the universe will give you what you're asking for. It's not abracadabra, but we're going to ask the right question so we can get the right answer. Ask, the Bible says, and it shall be given. Next thing I'm going to ask somebody else, I want to answer that question too, about who do you take criticisms for? And I'm a firm believer in critiques. So it's good to have people in your program who will give you the truth and love and soften. All right? Take care. God bless.